Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Performer.com. You are watching a live segment of Night Moves. I'm your host, Joshua Paul, and I'm joined by the very lovely Taylor.
Hello, Joshua.
Who is back for another episode here.
Back for another episode, huh?
Yes. You have a different attire on this evening.
I do. Quite fancy.
You stepped it up
glam,
this time.
Huh? Space buns.
Yeah, I see. You stepped it up there. Jeez.
Yeah.
Yes,
Figured I'd dress up for you.
Well,
you know?
thank you. I appreciate it. Even I'm still wearing my old man sweater.
That's okay.
We
like the old man sweater. It looks good on you.
It is winter, but today was 50 degrees out, so it was very warm.
Mm-hmm.
It
was quite warm today. I actually didn't really get to go outside, which is a little unfortunate, but...
Well, I think a lot of people are kind of going through that right now, where they're kind of like hermits in their home.
Yeah.
They're not venturing out.
That's true. It's been 22 years of that for me, so the pandemic really hasn't changed anything.
Oh, jeez. Well, then we need to do some therapy work on you, don't we?
I think so.
Or your wardrobe, one of the two.
Right? Maybe. I'm not sure.
Not tonight, though. You get a pass tonight.
Oh,
you get a pass. You look like you're going to a pageant or a ball.
Thank you.
It's
Thank you so
is your dress like sparkly?
Oh, it's very
sparkly. Would you stand up for a second so we can kind of see? Yeah, just stand up just so we can show everyone. Okay, yeah, sure. Minus the wrinkles. Yeah. Okay. Oh, good. Okay, good. Yeah.
Like Vanna White right now.
It does.
Hold on, let me get a wide view of that one. I can do it. Let's see if I can get a wide view of it.
Okay. All right.
There we go.
All right, okay.
And in case number one.
Where?
So yeah, it's pretty snazzy, huh?
We are making moves this evening.
Making moves tonight, aren't we?
This is what we do. So we got a couple of guests this evening.
We do.
One is a model, photographer, artist, and our second guest is a male artist. I've seen his work. He's a friend of mine. I've seen him before. Friend of AC's, actually, our producer.
Oh, love her.
But he's no. Yeah, she's definitely a character. That's for sure.
Honestly, all characters are welcome.
Well, yeah, they are. It's some are tougher than others. Some are tougher than others.
Yeah, I guess so.
So
are you throwing digs at me?
It depends which way the wind blows.
Yeah.
No, I'm playing with you.
Is it a two-way street?
Is it? Yeah. Well, So what have you been up to these days, Taylor?
So I just got a job at Hooters.
Oh, okay. All right. There you go. Okay. And let me ask you, what are the prerequisite for Hooters?
So there's a lot more that goes into it than you think. I thought I was going to go in and sit down for like an interview and be like, hi, these are my boobs. Can I work here?
Sure.
But it turns out, they were really looking for class.
Sure.
They were looking for someone that was intelligent, someone that has a good personality.
Good.
So there's a lot that goes into it. They definitely have, an appearance standard, which understandable,
which is marketable and sexist, but sure.
Absolutely. But you know what? I mean, I think the next move is to like open up jock straps or something.
Jockstraps.
Come on.
You mean like the ones that were on the Super Bowl dancers?
That's it. Wait, don't they already have that? Aren't those things called gay bars? Don't they already have that?
Gay bars? Those are called male strip clubs, sir.
No, that is not male strip clubs. Trust me.
Absolutely it is. I've been to one. Scarring experience.
Well, yeah, was it a gay bar? But I mean, I've been to Hooters a couple of times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, looks like you'll have to come back and see me. Huh?
Well, yeah. Do I get a discount? Do I get like free fries or something?
I mean, you get to see me.
Oh,
so what's the male equivalent going to be called?
You know what?
The male equivalent's going to be called Johnson's?
No,
Johnson's.
I don't know.
It's awesome. Johnson's. We can call it. What can we call it?
I don't know. We'll figure that one out.
We got to figure it out.
Anyways, moving on. So have you ever had a server position before?
I have. So I actually worked in fine dining, complete opposite of this.
Okay.
So this will be interesting.
And what inspired you to want to go for the Hooters job?
Well, I mean, honestly, I have decided I am going to work smarter and not harder.
Okay.
So I am going to use what God gave me.
But don't you think the guys that go in there are just like, I don't know, what kind of people do you think they attract? Blue collared, kind
I mean,
of like
honestly,
chauvinistic?
I don't know.
Like
a
male
lot of the people that
pigs?
were in today.
Families with kids?
Oh yeah. Oh
Really?
yeah. There was like a 5-year-old
Well.
sitting with his parents, like just having the time of his life. I mean, there have been little kids like birthday parties, like that's
Sure,
what they want for their
sure.
birthdays, to go take pictures with
Dad,
Bears girls.
Dad, take me to Hooters.
Right? Yeah. No,
Pretty
exactly.
liberal parents, don't you think? Yeah.
Right? There were couples that came in tonight, wives and husbands,
Okay,
and they were
okay,
enjoying it.
Okay. Oh, good. Okay.
But yeah, no, I'm excited because it does provide a lot of opportunity. So, I can be on commercials.
Sure.
I could be on a runway.
Okay. Yeah, you could.
I can be in the calendar. I did that today.
She's in our calendar, too.
Okay.
So she's already had that experience,
Oh,
right?
that's right. I'm looking to put number 2 under my belt.
There you go.
You know?
Number 2. There you go. Well, actually, you can be in our next one, too, next year. Right?
Fantastic. That'll be
Like
number
Joshua.
3.
You get the, actually.
I'm manifesting all of these
That's good.
things,
That's good.
Yeah. It's
All
very,
right.
very, very good idea. Positive reinforcement.
There you go.
Well, we always appreciate
Energy.
the positive reinforcement,
Absolutely.
especially when I'm
You did a
getting
good job.
like a double cheeseburger with like mushrooms and jalapenos.
Oh.
You know,
Stop talking
Wings.
dirty
Chicken
to
wings.
me.
That's what they're
Chicken
known
wings.
for. Chicken wings.
it's a lot of work for such little meat.
Such little meat.
Little meat. Anyways,
Listen, it's not always about the size of the package, sir.
That's what I keep hearing. Well, anyways, let's go ahead to our first guest.
Commercial.
Oh, we're going to commercial. okay.
Commercial.
Yeah, we have commercials here.
We do.
Yeah, we have sponsors that pay for
Indeed.
us, which is really great.
Oh, well, thank you so much to our sponsors.
Yes.
We'll see you soon
yes,
then, huh?
Thank you.
They made this blackberry taste exactly like blackberry hint water.
They made this watermelon taste like hint water, too.
How'd you farmer wizards make all this fruit taste just like hint water?
Well, we triple irrigate our fruit with hint water in the world's largest biosphere, which modifies the DNA to taste exactly like hint water.
Really?
No.
What a sarcastic farmer.
Hint, water with a touch of true fruit flavor.
What to expect when you're expecting
Like here.
a teenager.
Today, I'm going to show you how to team-proof your home. First step, hide the car keys. Preferably somewhere they would never look. Challenges will come up. Be ready for them. Hi, honey.
Ready for the... Mom, you don't use mannequins in the mannequin challenge.
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Hi. Can I get the now bar, please?
No problem. $1.
Have a good one.
Got it.
Hi, can I get a now bar, please?
$1.
Thanks.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
Hey, let me get a now bar.
Sure. $1.
Appreciate you.
You got it.
How's it going? Can I get a now bar?
Hey, stop right there! Get down on the ground out of your car right you can't! Over your head! Now!
Show some respect. Show you give a damn. Show the world how it's done. Show them that when your community needed you the most, you showed up. Mask up, America.
And we're back.
Welcome back.
Such good commercials that we have.
Indeed.
Okay, we will go to our first guest.
All right.
We have Goldie through Skype. Hi, Goldie.
Hi.
How are you?
Not too bad. How are you guys doing down there today?
Doing well, thanks.
We are good. We're indoors, staying warm.
Well, it was a gorgeous day. Easy to do that. I mean, you don't see this February often.
Yeah, definitely not, huh? We got lucky.
No, it was freaking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Goldie, go ahead and tell our viewers at home what you do.
Well, I do a little bit of a lot of things. My main focus is photography.
Okay.
It's how I actually met your producer, AC, back in September. She had me shoot her for behind the scenes for Boston Fashion Week and a lot of Jack Attack's dresses.
Oh, yeah, we had her on the show.
But yeah, she's an amazing designer. Her stuff is really beautiful. So I shot AC and a few of her pieces over in Nashville in September, and she used those for, Boston Fashion Week this year since, COVID, you guys had to think outside the box on how to make that work.
Right.
And I have done some modeling as well. I've done, print work and runways and some catalog type stuff. And I also create headpieces and stuff like that for shoots as well. So a little bit of all sides of it.
Headpieces, what do you mean by headpieces?
Like tiaras and crowns and things like that, for costume pieces to, kind of build the costume and character a little more than just, the pretty dress. When you have a really nice dress, sometimes, you need something a little more to go with it.
Oh, very cool. Very cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how long have you been doing this?
I have been doing photography actually since I was 8 years old, and I originally started with film, doing black and white photography, printing and developing it myself. And then modeling I got into somewhere between high school and college when I couldn't really
look at
find
that dress.
models.
Yeah, wow.
I know, isn't that so pretty?
You got
that
it
I
caught in the
actually found
trees.
at Goodwill for 50 cents.
Oh,
That
my
was
God, wow.
Yeah, that was a freaking steal.
Oh, that's it.
That is Nefertera. She is a designer. She made that outfit and that crown. Her designs are Church of Vanity. She's an incredible artist and being. She's down in the Cape area.
Oh, look at those colors.
Yeah, that's phenomenal.
Yeah, that was just a gorgeous fall day, and I didn't even bump them up. That's just New England.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Do you most of your
Work with
photography
some really amazing artists.
done with people, or do you do other sorts of type of photography?
I tend to work with a lot of people just because I like the creative process of working with someone else's, artistic energy, making it more than just about what I see, but what we can tell together. So I tend to work with other people, but I bring my camera with me everywhere. I actually have one of those, like Polaroid cameras, and I have over 1,500 Polaroid shots. Some are people, some are textures, some are scenes, some are things that didn't come out the way I thought, but they're really cool. Eventually I'll do something with them. I don't know what, but I have literally boxes and boxes of Polaroid photos that someday something cool will happen with.
That's amazing. I would love to do a shoot like that sometime. It's gorgeous. Like, just the idea of the creative process is definitely something that you cherish,
Absolutely. Hit me up. Let's do it.
Absolutely.
We can do something.
I would love it. I would love it.
I've always found photography to be fascinating because it's a captured moment in time, right? I'm a big picture taker person, I could be out with somebody and look at that, and grab the camera or the phone, it's the cell phone. You don't need to bring a camera. I mean, the cell phone is just as good as any SLR camera they got out today, and just boom, 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 and done.
Ouch.
Do you have particular types of cameras that you use?
I personally just shoot with Nikon, and it's actually not a Polaroid, it's a Fuji, but same concept. It does more wider rectangle than square. But that's what I personally shoot with. But I've used Canon, I've used Olympus, I've used Leica. I feel and most photographers I feel say the same thing. It's not necessarily the equipment, it's the eye and mind behind it. Yes, equipment definitely makes a difference. No one's going to say it doesn't, but if you don't have the eye and you don't have a vision, then what good is a camera anyway?
Absolutely. I agree 100%.
Well, Taylor's a model. I'm sure she's got some experiences, don't you, Taylor, with your model? Yeah.
The good, the bad, the ugly, and the beautiful, Got them all.
Why don't you maybe, do you have any stories for us, Goldie, of shoots that went terrible, or bloopers, or wardrobe malfunction?
There's all of that always on any shoot. I mean, to get that really glamorous shot. You have to go through a lot of unglamorous things first. Abso-freaking-lutely. Off the top of my head, you say, a thing that went wrong. I once, many, many years ago, went out to Rochester, New York for a shoot, and things were fine until he had invited a secondary model to the shoot and had expectations that neither one of us were aware of. And this was one of her first real shoots, and she was a newbie and was petrified and didn't know what to do. And I kind of had to mama bear the situation and threatened him a little bit, and he ended up doing right, paying us both and leaving us with a hotel room and leaving early. So got to be careful out there is the moral of the story. But I have a lifelong friend from it, and she and I have run into each other randomly at other events throughout life, and she's an amazing artist herself, so living down in the Philadelphia area. So
that's phenomenal.
Bad things might happen, but stick to your morals and you make it right, and good comes from it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You can't know the good without the bad,
Well,
absolutely.
Well, I mean, is that an issue among male photographers? I mean, is there a stigma that comes with a moral factor where they try to push the girl to do more than maybe she's uncomfortable with?
I definitely think so. I feel like, it's the same idea as when you're going to a doctor. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to be super exposed in front of someone, you want someone that's going to understand. No, it's not. If I'm going to be, listen to me, all right? If I am going to be exposed in front of someone, I would prefer it to be somebody of the same sex. Just because I feel like we have the same ideas. Sure. We have the same
the same gender.
Mindset. Right, exactly.
You feel comfortable.
It's easier to be related to,
Sure.
Obviously, you don't have a PhD to be a photographer. That's not necessarily the case. But I don't know. I definitely think that sometimes beautiful things come out of bad situations, as terrible as it is. But,
I would not say that all of the male photographers I've worked with have been obviously sleazy people. You have some really amazing and good, people out there in the community. Unfortunately, you hear of those one bad experiences, and they tend to, unfortunately, have more weight, and they are more common than they are not, unfortunately, for a lot of people. And the problem is often a lot of times is these kind of people aren't like that with everyone, so you can do your best to vet a situation and vet a person. But if you ask all the people who've worked with them, they haven't been sleazy with those ones, then you're going to think it's a perfectly safe situation and go into it, and you're the one they are sleazy with.
Right.
There's a term in photography that photographers use. Sorry. Go ahead.
And it wasn't until she joined that he suddenly was a big creep bag.
I was going to say, Goldie, you might have heard this term before, that photographers that are professional photographers have a term for guys and some girls like that. They call GWC. It means guy or girl with camera. Okay, which means they're not really professional. They're just trying to meet or get over or do something that they're not supposed to be doing. Absolutely. So anytime you hear that term, go ahead. Say what?
I said the camera's their pickup line, pretty much. It's how they get the girl.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Or the guy in some cases. It depends.
Don't get me wrong. I've definitely worked with a lot of male photographers that have been, great experiences. They know exactly what they're doing, and they make you more than comfortable. But there definitely have been some instances where it's been more of an insult than anything, So I don't know. I guess you got to take it as it comes, right?
How long have you been doing it, Goldie?
Smarter next time.
Sorry. How long have you been doing this?
What?
How long have you been a photographer?
I've been shooting since I was 8.
Sorry, you did mention that.
And I started modeling somewhere between high school and college when I couldn't really find people to do what I wanted them to do because maybe I wasn't articulating it right or maybe they just couldn't emote correctly. But so I started doing my own stuff, and then somewhere around 25 or so, I started doing figure modeling classes where you just stand still for 3 hours at a time holding a pose. And that's when I feel like my modeling kind of actually turned, because you start viewing your body a lot differently when you're doing it that way versus quick frame, frame, changing your pose constantly. You have to pick one pose to give them the best shapes, the best lines, the best, subject to be able to draw and have it be just that one. When it's just one, it makes a bigger difference than when you have like a whole reel to look through.
And when did the fashion element come into play?
When did the what?
The fashion element of the of your art.
Well, working with designers was just something that, once you get in photography and you get to see what's out there and all the beautiful pieces, you try to do right away, whether being a model or a designer. As a model, I started getting into latex, and I met Donna Matrix and got to work with some of her designs. She's freaking incredible.
I know Donna.
Look at the hair on that woman.
Yeah, I know Donna Matrix
I know,
very
her
well.
hair's wild and crazy. I love it.
She actually won one of our Boston Fashion Awards many years ago. I think it was like 2013. Before she moved out
Donna
west.
Matrix?
Donna Matrix, yeah. She won one of our fashion awards in 2013, and then she moved out to, I think it was Seattle or something from this area.
Yeah, she actually now lives in, I believe, the East Coast again, down south. She moved back.
Okay.
So that's when I started with the latex and modeling, and then from there I just slowly got to meet more and more designers. There's a photo you had just posted, was Jane's Corset. She's this incredible designer that makes these gorgeous scale mail corsets.
Oh, that's cool.
And they're just these beautiful works of art. That one right there, her stuff is just so incredible. It looks like something out of a film. It's amazing to get to work with the designers, and when you get to be on the photography side, I feel like you get to add a little more elements, because then you have an artist of a designer, a model, hair, all these different elements that you can add into it, and it's no longer just your art. It's a collaborative effort.
Absolutely. And at that point, I mean, being behind the camera, you're incorporating everyone else's ideas to bring that piece to life, which is really special. It's a very, very special
You're getting
process.
to tell a story with more than one person.
Absolutely.
Does that sort of thing come with the artistic viewpoint of each photographer?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've been on a group shoot before where you have one model there. She wears the same outfit in the same area, and even sometimes two people shooting the exact same pose, but how you end up editing it is completely different.
Mm-hmm.
In high school, when I was taking a photography class, our teacher told us that photography is just interpretation of light and shadow. But if we see a scene differently, I play on the heavy on the shadow, someone else brings it out a little lighter, the moods are going to be completely different on what you're going to portray, even though it's the exact same moment. So yeah, the eye totally changes.
I definitely agree.
If you could shoot anywhere in the world, where would you go?
India.
Fascinating.
It's just so pretty. The colors, the architecture, the culture, just India.
It's quite. It's ironic
That's
you said
where
that.
it's
I was watching a documentary last night, and there was a portion of it on India, and it was on aliens and future civilization, early civilizations in India, and it was all colors, the architect, the people. It was very vivid.
Yeah, just everything. It's also one of those cultures that has always been so kind of mystified that you can't help but just wonder and want to go there and see what it's all about. It's just beautiful.
Have you traveled outside anywhere, whether it was Massachusetts or anywhere, where you just had to bring your camera and just start taking pictures?
I have unfortunately not gone to travel outside the country as much as I would like.
Yeah.
But I have road tripped back and forth across this country a few times, because I used to live out in Colorado.
Oh wow!
And I'd do the drive by myself.
Oh geez.
And so I would pit stop randomly and take photos with my camera. Actually, the most beautiful sunset I've ever seen in my life was at a gas station in New Jersey.
Oh geez.
That is Sierra Colleen. She is one of the best models in New England. She is, if you have a job, she can do it no matter what style it is. She is an incredible force in art. Not to plug my friends, but she's incredible.
Well, she's got a unique look with, having a shaved head. You know,
Oh yeah, and she has like an arsenal of wigs too. So if you want hair, she can do hair. But like she can do edgy, she can do soft. She is so incredibly versatile, and like her face can tell the story unlike any other.
Goldie, is most of your stuff published, or how do you show your work?
Most of my work is just online at the moment. I have my portfolio on Flickr. I haven't really gotten around to doing the publishing thing or anything like that yet, just because I just haven't. No real reason other than that. Some of the models that I have shot, they have interest in doing that, so I'll give them the edits and let them do that. If anything's happened of it, I haven't bothered to check into it. I more just create to create and to let people see the beauty that I see in them.
Very good answer. Very good answer. Are there any photographers that inspire you?
Yeah, there's so many in the area. One of my favorite photographers for like the explore I've seen them do is a friend of mine named Kev Cool. When I first started modeling with Dominatrix, it was actually with him, and I've just seen him go from doing studio work and fashion stuff to now he does these crazy, nightscapes out in the desert and stuff like that. So just getting to watch any artist of any sort go from one area and discover the evolution of their art growing. Lori Sun Artistry, she is a model and designer in the Boston area, and she started just doing simple little and things like that to piecing together found items to make costumes, and now she does some of the most incredible pieces, and I've seen her work, some of her pieces on Lady Gaga and other incredible artists. Just to see someone go from working in their side bedroom to being able to create masks that celebrities want to wear, that's what's inspiring. You're like, I know that person and they did it, so why can't I?
Absolutely. I think there's something so powerful about the fact that like art has no limit. There's really no limitation. You can take it anywhere. You can interpret it in any way that you want to. And I think that's beautiful.
Absolutely. It really is. It's always a bummer that arts are being cut, because during this quarantine, what have we been relying on but the arts to make us survive through it?
Right. No, I absolutely agree. That's one of the biggest things that anyone turns to. You know what I mean? And to think that the arts are like the first thing to go is really sad. But speaking of art,
it really is.
Where can we find your art online? Where can we find all of your work?
On Flickr, you can find me as Goldie Redd. On Instagram, you can go to The Red Shoe Gal. That's where I post my art.
Is it with two D's, Red?
It is with one D.
With one D, okay. All right, perfect.
And D, but you could probably search my name, Goldie Redd, and find it too.
Okay. Phenomenal.
And then that's it for now. But this year, my plans are to find more places to put it. So we'll figure it out from there.
Perfect.
All right.
Well, thank you so much. It was a pleasure speaking with you.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. And if you do want to do that shoot, reach out.
Absolutely. You'll be hearing from me soon.
Goldie, thank you so much for coming on Tonight Moves. We appreciate your insight into what you do.
Thank you so much for having me. You two have a wonderful evening.
Thanks, you too.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So, insight from another artist, photographer.
Absolutely. I'm excited. I'm very excited. I definitely want to work with her.
Do you? I mean, is it different between working with men and women?
I feel like there is. One in particular, male that I had worked with, had definitely like over-edited my face and my body, which I didn't like.
Oh.
But I think it's, I don't know. Again, it can be a good and the bad with both.
Okay.
With either gender. Okay. So,
Well, with that being said, we're going to go to commercial and bring on our next guest, who is he's an artist, but he's a painter. Extremely talented, so stay tuned.
Well done, my friend.
I've been practicing.
You know, blackberry hint water tastes more like fresh blackberries than the blackberries in my pie.
Really?
Yeah, taste for yourself.
I believe I will.
And?
Delicious. Just blackberries, no sugary stuff. You know, my cherry hint water tastes more like cherries than the ones in my pie.
I'll be the judge of that. You're right. Cherry hint water tastes more like cherries, not like that sugary cherry stuff in your pie.
Seems impossible.
We should double check.
Hint, water with a touch of true fruit flavor.
STEM is the discipline of hard numbers, precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to get messy, or just mess it up. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to try. Dare to fail. Dare to keep daring. Dare to learn the difference between organic, sedimentary, and non-foliated metamorphic rock. Get outside. Find those rocks. Dare to be homeroom famous, a high school fable. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. And for the love of STEM, dare bigger. Dare to code. Dare to invent. Dare to explore. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
Don't give it time to reload it. Bump all the rules, do it your own way. Oh, you know the conversations I have with the mirror. I just wanna turn on the way up. They be like, hey, hey, hey. What you gonna do with your life? Do with your life. Whatever I want, whatever I want, whatever I want.
And we're back.
We are.
So this seems to be like model hour or something like that.
Oh, it doesn't?
Well, you've had how long you been modeling, Taylor?
I've been modeling about 5 years or so, off and on, but I definitely feel like within the past year or so, it's been more of a serious thing for me. So.
I just want to say she's got a little shout out that right there. See that? It says hello, hola, Michael, and I think she was actually he was gonna actually say he was gonna shout out you, Taylor.
Alberto, hi, love. How are ya?
Hi, Barto. How are you doing? He's one of your biggest fans right now, isn't he?
I love it.
Yes.
I love the fact that I have a fan. It's new to me.
As long as he's not a stalker.
Very exciting and
that's okay.
exhilarating. Listen, I've had a couple of those. Honestly, it didn't really bother me too much. I like the attention just a little.
So why don't we go ahead and introduce our first guest?
Second guest.
Second guest, excuse me.
That's right.
Percy.
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing, buddy?
Good.
Welcome.
Percy, you want to bring that mic closer to you? Just pull it toward you. There we go. That's it.
Hold on.
Yeah, just go ahead, and that way we'll be able to hear you better.
Maybe
Is that better?
it's just scooting. Coming closer.
right,
Coming
here
to the
we go.
show. Coming
Come on
to
in.
the
We
show.
don't bite.
Mic check.
You don't
Only
have
if you
to
ask.
show. You're good right there. You're good right there.
So look at the eyes on this one, huh?
Thank you.
Look at them. They're beautiful.
What do you say after that?
I don't know.
So tell us about you.
Yeah, I'm a painter. I've been working within the constructs of oil paint and spray paint.
I love spray paint.
Yeah, it's not good to sniff, but it's
No,
good.
no,
But
not recommended.
yeah,
Not recommended.
Yeah, it's like injecting bleach in you. That's something you don't do.
That's-
yeah, no.
No.
But I've been kind of painting my whole life, coalescing graffiti art and what we deem as fine art or classical oil painting, and kind of merging those two different animals.
Fun.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite? I guess your favorite form, to paint. Do you prefer spray paint? Do you prefer oil paints? Do you have a preference?
I prefer depth.
Depth. Okay, I gotcha.
Like depth and perception, and I like the physicality of oil paint, like the you're touching the paint, it has a certain thickness to it.
Yeah.
But I kind of really like the ethereal quality of spray paint.
Okay,
It
I
kind of
gotcha.
has this like mist element to it.
I use spray paint on everything.
Dope. Yeah.
Love spray paint. You don't understand. Like spray paint covered, like it's just so easy. And there's so many colors.
Yeah.
And now they have like really great nozzles on them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not just the one that you like from the top, but they have like handles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, let me tell you right now, the spray paint, like the new nozzle, was like the best thing I've ever seen in my whole life. Because I do a lot of like the DIY projects and whatever. You know, I'm not an artist, but it was like a spray bottle almost, which was like phenomenal because it was the trigger was underneath your finger, so I don't have to worry about ruining my nails. It's great.
Yeah. That's the trigger finger. Yeah.
No, when I
Yeah.
I teach, I've taught in the past a couple like workshops with young students, children.
Oh yeah.
And it was tough. Like they didn't want to stop spraying.
Oh yeah.
They
just
loved it so
it.
much. So I saw your enthusiasm. It really it took me back to that.
Yeah.
He is very childlike, isn't he?
Do we have any of your artwork?
I hope so,
Mike.
Yeah, we do. Let me get to. Here we go. How about this one? Oh, that's a mural, right?
Yeah.
Wow, look how big that is.
That's a big one, dude.
Yeah, thank you.
Insane.
So yeah, that's a large.
I wonder if anybody's driven into that.
Right? Oh my God.
It sounds like a Wile E. Coyote Roadrunner thing.
Couple of drinks and boom. Right?
Oh my God.
Yeah, don't ask Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
Where is this?
So that's
Percy?
in Central Square in Cambridge.
I love Central
Right on
Square.
Mass Ave.
Oh, look at that.
It's a scene that's actually entering into the space. So you first see it, and then you drive into the space literally. You know.
That's trippy.
Yeah.
That's trippy.
So, you know, a large body of my work is nocturnes, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to come to the show. Because it was, what was it called?
Night moves.
Night moves. So
Yeah.
I'm
Very
a nocturnal animal, you know.
So you're up all night and you sleep all day.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
I see what he means by the
someone like
nocturnal ones. Is this a store?
That's at the Container Yard in Los Angeles, which is a big kind of collective space that has a lot of different muralists from all over the world. It's kind of a shop boutique place, and that's the paint store that they have inside the facility, which is Montana Paints. So yeah, that was done there.
Your pieces are very realistic. It's kind of scary that
Thank you.
they look so real.
So that's the oil painting, oil and spray paint. The scene is New York. I title a lot of my paintings the time in which I took the painting, like the photograph.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really much into photography. It's just kind of a means to manipulate.
Sure.
You know, I think of pictures to me are just like samples.
Yeah, yeah.
Like things to kind of grab
from,
and
yeah.
put together in piece and knit together.
That's interesting. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I've watched a couple of these, like tattoo shows. And is it considered photorealism? Or is it just, like, what's the terminology
I
behind
consider myself more of like an impressionistic painter.
Okay.
Or like an expressionist, I guess, where it's implied realism.
Sure.
But there's a lot, it's a lot more heavy-handed than something that's more polished, where the marks.
Gotcha.
Left unseen.
Okay. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And how many murals have you done around the city of Boston?
Probably like 15, 20.
That's a lot.
Mostly Cambridge or all around?
All over.
All over?
I've done a lot of, illegal and legal stuff throughout the course of time. Some, later in my career, more legal, obviously, but.
What's it like illegally? What's that like? Is that like a rush or,
Listen, anything that's illegal seems to bring a little more than a rush than it's supposed to. Okay.
Yeah, is it late at night? Is it just you got some buddies, and then you just you pick a spot and you just like, let's just do this place up?
Yeah, no, it's definitely, it's like you have a crew that are like similar minded.
Yeah. And would you consider yourself vandals?
Yeah, to some extent.
Okay.
We go out and paint on things that are, we paint large letters and, we leave unseen, but the next day you see it really huge. So it's kind of like tactical ninja style,
How do you prepare for that? Do you plan it?
The night
do you scout it out ahead of time, or just freelance the whole thing?
Yeah, some people freestyle. I'm more of a freestyler.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Freestyle.
Right, you have to kind of be at the site to kind of see how it feels. If you have a preconceived notion before going into something, it's kind of hard, to have these expectations, especially if things and situations change.
Are you doing this at night?
Yeah, sometimes.
You can see in the dark while you're doing this?
Yeah.
Told you it's the night painter.
I'm at the night moves.
Night moves.
That's why I
Night
can't.
moves, night painters, they just do their thing and vanish.
The night crawler.
Yeah.
The night
The
crawler.
night crawler.
The night crawler.
They just sound like prostitutes.
The night crawler.
No,
that was a
superhero.
horror movie actually.
No,
the night
it's a superhero of Marvel.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Nightcrawler. Oh, I'm thinking of Nightwalker. Well, that's where my head is at. So.
Okay. Now, what do you get your inspiration?
Mostly music, I think. Music and just being a keen observer of form. I consider myself more of like a scientist of visual perception, where you're able to kind of like, you have a sharp eye, you're able to see things a certain way and understand how light cascades on form and how it reveals it. So I see myself as kind of a science, seeing nature and the world and just experience is one of the best teachers. I'm really into vibration and music, so I'm really into hip hop, and the whole idea of sampling is seen in my work. Not so much my nightscapes per se, even though they're street scenes. I consider them like street art.
Sure.
Because it's like the subject's a street, and it's art, right? So.
Why that? Why? I mean, of all the things you could have picked in
it's just a play on words.
Okay.
I like word semantics.
Okay.
But so yeah, I like the idea of music in the context of sampling a lot, like taking different pieces from things and kind of like smashing them together. They're very kind of American-like to me. Mm-hmm. They're kind of very multilinguistic.
That is the one thing about art, though. Like, it doesn't have a language. You know what I mean? It's literally able to be transferred and translated to everyone in the entire world.
Yeah.
And it impacts every single person differently.
Yeah.
So that's something very special about it.
I agree.
Any bloopers? Anything that any SHIT moments?
Yeah. I don't view mistakes as mistakes, so things you learn from.
Okay.
So.
But I'm referring to as you're doing a mirror and you're like, oh no.
Oh yeah, no, I've done stuff where I painted things and it's taken me like 6 months to do it. I just take my roller and roll through it because I'm not happy with something.
Sure.
The way the eye looks, or I painted something weird here, or so I'll just kind of roll over something, So I don't really think of things as bloopers. They're all just experience. I've had great experiences being an artist, a painter, and I've had some horrible experiences, but those are what kind of builds your character.
We had Mark on the show. He talked about falling off of his 15-foot ladder.
Oh yes, I remember that.
Which is quite dangerous. You could break your back.
Yeah.
And he was lucky. He got up and walked it off and was like, I'll come back tomorrow. Or
especially on pavement, right?
Right.
Yeah.
How long did it take to do this? I'm just curious.
My whole life. No.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
No, believe it or not, I did that mostly in December and January.
Oh, this year? Wow.
No, not this year.
Oh, last year.
Maybe 2 years ago.
Okay.
But it was cold. It was cold. We were on a lift, a 175-foot lift, and we had to have it go one side of the wall and then bring it around the building and do the other side. So it took some time, but not.
So about 2 months in the winter.
Yeah.
Do you find yourself able to work faster in the summertime or different elements?
I work best in the spring and fall, just because the weather's more, moderate, I guess.
Does that motivate you more too, like springtime?
Yeah, I love the spring. Everything's popping off.
And fall colors too. As an artist, you appreciate the foliage and everything else, right? Yeah.
I get a little depressed in the fall, though. I don't know. I don't like the winter time.
Yeah, no, I don't either.
It sucks.
Makes me miserable.
Well, you guys are living in the wrong place.
I know.
Yeah.
Aren't we?
Tell me about it, huh?
Oh, come on. We get spring. You wouldn't appreciate the other 3 seasons if you didn't have winter.
Good point.
I don't know about that.
Good point.
No, that is true.
Let's take off to Miami, right, Taylor?
Yeah,
Let's go.
I'm out of here. See ya.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
Does Hooters have a jet? We can just take the Hooters
You know
jet.
what? I'll figure it out because it sounds pretty good to me right about now.
Uh-huh.
So
I mean, I would think the changing of the seasons is also inspirational.
Yeah, absolutely. You wouldn't want to be in one stagnant place the whole time where you're just like everything looks the same always.
Sure.
You know? I just got back from Grenada recently, and it was extremely beautiful, and I really loved it. But when I came back here, you know, I wasn't happy about coming into all the snow and all that. But there's something really beautiful about having that, you know, 4 seasons that we do have here.
Yeah, not just that, but look at all New England. You got all kinds of. You got oceans. You got
it all.
Farmland. You got mountains. You got city life. You got urban life. You got suburban life. I mean, you got countryside. So yeah, you got a little bit of everything.
Got it all.
Yeah, you got it all right here.
Welcome to Massachusetts.
Yeah, we certainly, and that's a good point, Michael. We have different dimensions here.
Yeah, I'm a fisherman, so like I'm very in tune to the seasons.
Sure.
And I love the ocean around here. You know, Cape Cod has some of the best fishery in the world.
Oh yeah.
People come from all over the world to come here.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's a beautiful landscape.
Speaking of fish, I'm dying for oysters.
There's a question right there. How do you go from being a fisherman to a mural painter and just doing the artwork?
Yeah, no, I'm a paradox of contradictions. You know,
you must be fun to live with.
Yeah.
Did you just one day just say I'm just going to start painting, or was it something you just started as younger?
I've always painted. You know,
Okay.
From a very young age, I started writing graffiti at like 9. You know, I was always into like rhyming and the whole, you know, hip hop movement. I lived in both, you know, rural and urban environments. I have a master's degree in fine arts. So yeah, I've kind of lived in a lot of different situations and stuff like that. And
so you're really an artist that became a fisherman, not a fisherman that became an artist, right? Sort of like that, or just
it's all an art. It's all an art.
Okay.
You know, when I'm selling paintings, I'm fishing for observers or looks or people to look at it. So it's all the same thing. You're trying to get attention or attracting something.
That's correct.
That's an interesting concept. You're fishing for reactions.
Yeah.
Just like they say, fishing for compliments.
Right.
Yeah. That's why when people, you know, they call it trolling on the internet.
Gotta love them. They're my favorite.
Trolls?
Yep.
Oh yeah, they're great. They make me feel incredible.
Not the little people.
Unlike any other. Nah, I don't have a thing for little people.
Or trolls, we hope.
Or trolls.
You know. If you could go anywhere in the world to paint, where would you go?
You stole my
In the world?
Oh, I'm sorry, Taylor.
Yeah, whatever.
I'll take extra barbecue sauce with my fries, please.
All right.
I don't know.
We'll talk about it later.
I don't know. I never thought of that.
I mean, I would think. I mean, the world's. It's a big place, and I don't know. You go to different cities, or you go to, vacationing somewhere, or the beach, or whatnot. I mean,
you know where sounds like completely exotic to me? Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be pretty fantastic.
Yeah, it'd be fly to have a show there. I think. Or maybe like Milan or something like that.
Yeah.
I like that city. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think Milan would be better than Abu Dhabi, though. Yeah. Milan's just, it screams art.
I would love to go to Egypt. You know, my partner is going there. I'm not, but I would like to maybe... Yeah,
spray paint the side of a pyramid.
I was gonna say, if you can land that gig,
they'd
you're
be like,
set.
"What's that?"
Yeah, no.
Just a scene from New York coming at you on the side of a pyramid. Imagine how terrifying that would be.
Statue of Liberty.
The amount of emotions that would.
Right. I would try to just build one. Maybe.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
It's insane.
So, what's your goals?
Yeah, my goals are to just be a happy, creative individual. And to be able to do what I love for a living, you know. I make my own rules, my own schedule. I do as I please. I'm pretty free in my artistic expression and visions, so that's all I could really ask for.
Is there something?
Like
is there something you're kind of like dreaming you would love to do, like your Mona Lisa that you're,
Yeah, as artists, we always strive towards this, fictitious idea of a masterpiece. That you're going to create at some point. But the masterpiece ends up probably becoming your whole life's work, I guess.
Yeah.
So, it's hard to tell. Some works that I do have certain impacts that might be more relevant at different times to certain people. So it's hard to say that, you know. I'd love to paint, maybe more larger scale murals throughout the world.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's part of my. So those look like trolls.
Yes, they do. Like the ones that say some stuff on the internet.
Yeah.
I don't have that problem.
That's what I imagine them looking like.
Yeah, so I do a lot of abstract painting as well.
It's abstract, yeah.
That one's called Exiting the Ring of Fire. Where that's kind of what I'm saying. I like to sample a lot of different things together, whether it's, abstract painting techniques or, I look at it as sampling. It's things that you see. You take it and you try to flex it into your own experience and put your own twist on it. Yeah. And make it happen.
Artists are very unusual. I've worked with a lot of artists over the years in my profession, and I as a fitness trainer, I have one now, and he's got quite the interesting life. He'll come and be like, nothing sold today, no money coming in, and all of a sudden he'll come and be like, somebody bought like $3,000 worth of art out of nowhere.
Yeah.
They bought like reprints or whatever. Yeah. Is that has that been a struggle for you? Is trying to get sales, or are you doing all this on your own? Do you?
Yeah.
You try to get grants, or because it can be challenging.
Can. I wear a lot of hats in the art world, I guess.
Sure.
I show both in galleries.
Yeah.
Here and abroad. I also, do a lot of big murals. I do portraits.
Yeah.
Commissions and stuff like that. So I do a lot of different things. I teach and do like little talking engagements and so on. So
good.
It's a lot of different things that make it happen. Maybe like 10 years ago, I had a tough time.
Yeah.
But I do well.
Yeah.
I think the illusion of being a starving artist is a fictitious illusion.
Sure.
It's almost like a discouragement, I think, to people to not even try to engage in that as a profession.
Absolutely.
Because I almost think that like being an artist is one of our instinctive human traits to be creative. And we get that kind of beaten out of us through school and stuff through a very young age.
I agree.
So, I think it's, everyone's kind of goal to be somewhat creative, and it's not really bound by a specific profession or whatnot.
Absolutely.
So I do well. I sell big paintings for good money and do big murals.
That's where the money's at, is the big stuff.
Yeah, and I do small paintings too.
Sure.
And
sure.
During COVID, people seem to want smaller work for a little bit, and
because you're home, you think?
In some instances.
That was going to be my question. How many people commission you versus how many do you do on your own?
It's both, and it's funny. You never really know when something's going to happen.
Sure.
It's almost if you can like wish it into existence and starts to manifest.
Yeah.
You're like, man, I'm late on this or that, and then all of a sudden, bang, someone wants to buy a painting or something like that. But yeah, I don't really buy into the illusion of starving artist. I do fairly well, but it's all what you put into it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, my guy, he's been at it. I don't know. He's got 1,000 square feet over in the Sawar district.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's been there 27 years. So I spent a little time in the art building when everybody was gone, and you get to see just all different types of art. It's fascinating. You get to see all different types of artists, and in the summertime we get to walk through into the Sawar and get to see all these talented artistic people showcasing their stuff, and some of the stuff you like, some of the stuff you don't, but I think collectively it's just
it's good to see like a whole community of artists and collectives, and the two people are digging on.
Yeah. Do you go to like things like that? Do you will you rent a booth somewhere? Or
I have a
show.
I have an artist studio space at this place called Motherbrook Art Center. It's a collective of like probably 50 different artists there from all different backgrounds. It's I like the title. It's 123 High Street.
Oh, that's easy.
It's easy to remember. I tell people.
Yeah.
You can't remember that, you shouldn't be smoking.
They might be too high.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have? Does anybody inspire you? Any muses do you have?
I'm inspired by my son. He's a beautiful little soul.
Oh, that's nice to say.
Generally music. You know, like I said, I really, I love beats, and that kind of gives me the internal motivation. It's hard to paint sometimes, you know what I mean? It's hard to, like, you know, put the paint out on the thing and to start something, to be motivated to start, because it's work.
Sure.
You know, it can be a lot of work, especially when you're, you know, doing a big mural or whatnot. So, you know, yeah, inspiration, it can come in many different directions. It can come in love, it can come in the food you eat, you know what I mean? If you know,
sure.
If you're hungover, you know, you might do a weird painting that reflects that.
Absolutely.
You know, so it's all about riding the wave and kind of, you know, seeing how that manifests creatively.
How old's your boy?
7.
Very nice.
Going on 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
They grow up so fast.
Yeah, too fast.
And does he kind of like, I mean, is he, you know, looking up to you, kind of doing his own thing, something similar to?
No.
No, okay.
He likes video games and stuff like that and beating me up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And wrestling and Legos.
Sure. Oh, yeah, Legos.
Puts everywhere they step on.
Do you have any shows coming up, Percy?
Not at the moment. I'm in the midst of a couple like big mural projects. One indoor, a couple hotel jobs. They're more private gigs.
And how has COVID affected the shows in the area?
Pretty harshly.
Yeah, I would think.
Yeah, it's, you know, one of the major points that I became an artist was to like see people. That's why I came was to see you guys.
Thank you.
Was to see people and
Thank
actually
you.
like, you know,
get out of the house.
Get out of the house and
Yeah.
interact with you know, and
with society.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And that's been the toughest part. Yeah, I love being a social butterfly and talking with people and other creatives and doing that and you know, COVID, it kind of really stopped that idea of social engagement.
Do you find yourself an introvert or extrovert?
I'm both.
You're both.
Sometimes I can be very introverted and real introverted.
Is that a prerequisite for what you do? Because you have to really get focused and in the zone.
Sometimes I like to be in the zone and not like in like, you know, flake world.
Sure.
I'm very serious, but then I like to be very playful and have a good time and fun.
And until people can see you in person, where can they see you online?
It's a mouthful, but my name is Percy Fortini-Wright. So you can, you know, my website's that plus com. Same with the Instagram, Percy Fortini-Wright on Instagram. I'm not that really good with the social technology stuff. I'm more of a hands-on person, but yeah, I'm trying to get better at social media.
Well, there's a lot of tools out there, a lot of easy apps.
Yep.
So, you know, just point, shoot, click, and
I'm trying.
You know,
I'm so much of a mark maker that it's tough to translate into the world of technology.
Everything's online today. Wouldn't you say, Taylor?
I said absolutely.
Yep.
I think one of the biggest things, though, like especially with COVID, I mean, obviously, yes, it does suck that we can't, you know, be in person and do all of these things, but I have definitely been more self-reflective during this whole period of time. You know what I mean? Like getting ready to, you know myself a little bit more, I think.
Well,
so back to the whole painting thing, I think sometimes it's not about creating the masterpiece, but allowing the masterpiece to create you, you know?
Yeah.
Well, reflection is key, and, you know, we appreciate you coming on the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
And seeing your stuff.
And shout out to Ace, who
yes,
introduced me to
AC.
everyone. And she's a beautiful soul.
She's a wonderful woman. She's our producer. We want to thank her for finding you. We want to thank everybody for watching the show. We want to thank Taylor for coming on and putting on her gown. And we want to thank Mike for producing the show for Performer. And our viewers out there, thank you for tuning in to Night Moves on Performer.com. I'm your host, Joshua Paul. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Peace.
Good night.